A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So, he loses touch with reality.
Hey there, guys.
And lives in a world of illusions.
Yeah, there's always lots of cats.
So I can't put the rest of this on my YouTube channel because they're kiddos and I don't want them on YouTube because I don't put them on YouTube until they're like older because the internet, it's a scary, weird place. But I did some interviews with them and they're super smart, and I asked the youngest, I think she's like 5 years old or 4 years old. Okay, what's the answer like? The first thing that pops up in your head is the right answer. Right, big complicated question. And she stood there for like a second and she's like thinking in her mind. And I don't even know what the answer is. You know, I'm thinking like some complex like equals MC square type shit. And she's just sitting there and she's like smiling and she's like, she has her hands behind her back and she's thinking. And then finally she's like, love? And I'm like, holy shit. Like, and then I asked the other little sister, what is the answer to life? And she says, love. Yes!
Family?
You got it! And I love that. Kids are so wise that I was thinking something else that's like so much more complicated and like a bunch of words and explanations, and they just answer love.
Ego. It's all about me, it's all about me. That's what ego is. To say that ego is all bad would not be a correct statement. I watched this TED Talk on YouTube called How to Not Take Things Personally, and I'm gonna try to explain it as best as I can here. In the video, he basically said that his method for not taking things personally is by using a coin. Heads, well in this case we're gonna use $1. Head stands for it's not about you. So he said that like in a soccer game, he was the ref, he was the coach, and people would yell at him and disagree with like his discernment of the game and his scoring system, and he just talked to himself in the mirror and said that it's not about me, it's just about the game. So I don't need to take it personally. He kind of like disassociated himself from the criticisms and negative things that people said to him. And then he said that tails means that it is all about you, which is maybe you have to look in the mirror and maybe there's something about you that's off. Maybe you gotta change and just be like really honest with yourself. I'd say that the latter is way harder, more challenging, and the former is kind of easy if you're a dick. Both are hard to practice in like a positive frame of mind. It's really just about mindset. So how does this come back to ego again? This can come back to ego because you can use your ego in an appropriate way. Let's say that you don't get accepted for the gig that you've always wanted at this company. And to not take it personally would be the right thing to do, because it's not all about me at that point. It's all about them. It's what they're choosing out. You know, they're making a decision. I didn't fit the job title, and so they're not the person I need right now. It's not all about me. Oh, they didn't like me. All these things. We can all say that that is the negative part of ego, is we make things up in our heads and we think all the negative things, it's all about me, it's all about me. When it's just a complete delusion. It's really all about them. It's about what their intentions are, what their interests are, and what they need. Because half the time, they're not even thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. Isn't that like it's great. Yeah, I have an ego, and you know, a lot of the time I think it's all about me and what they think of me, and I'm always thinking that they're judging me, but we're all equal and we're all the same. And if I'm not thinking about you every single second and judging you, then it makes the most sense, and it's probably the most probable that you're probably not doing the same to me. I'm practicing, I'm learning to stay in my own body and be aware of my own thoughts and look at myself first. And that's self-love. That's the answer that those 2 wise children gave to me. What's the answer to life? Love. I'll add the self before it, self-love. But simply put, the answer is love. It's so cringy, but it's true. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace. What's ego? For people who have a very big ego, is it like a fish in water? Like they can't recognize they have a big ego because just like our fish can't recognize it's in water, they're just so in it.
It's part of it, but that we needed when we were just a little baby. We needed that recognition and attention.
So do you think moms have like the smallest egos because they do a job that doesn't get much recognition?
Part of being a mom, yeah, it's learning to be greatly empathetic.
Got it. Thank you for answering those questions.